What an amazing 1.5 days have we had so far. Meeting the Prime Minister, partying with Patrick Grove, having an amazing opening speech by Patrick. Really, really good. I don't know how many of you, could you quickly raise your hand if you have been here last year? That's a fair bit, because when I do slides, I like to build up a story and see the current presentation as a sequel to the previous presentation. So last time I talked about cracking the developer code. It was very much about how to break into a new market which not many portals have actually successfully entered into. And today I talk about something further advanced, building on it. What I'm going to talk about is big data, predictive analysis, and disruption. And just for consistency, we've got the little baby here again, as we have last time. But today is really about the crystal ball, looking into the future. So my career has advanced further. I've moved from ARIA Group, where I worked for 6 years, to LG Hooker, then to iProperty, and back to ARIA Group. Sometimes in life, we turn around in circles, and I currently report to my old role at REA. But that's not the point. The point is fundamentally different. The point is fundamentally different. We have grown to an amazing, amazing group in Southeast Asia of leading online portals. Online portals who do advertising, but also gather information, gather data, which we use in order to service our customers. And we are part of something much, much bigger. We are part of the world's largest online advertiser for real estate. The world's largest, because we are owned by REA Group. And REA Group has lots of sisters and brothers across the world. So wherever it's red or blue, we can help you. And also, we also operate in other markets, so we would sell properties and projects which are in markets which are not shaded on this map. And today, I want to talk to you about our company. I'm not talking about the financial, I'm not talking about the past. Past is past, I'm talking about data. Now, which metrics relate most to data? Unique visitors, property listings, paying agents, and contacts in our database. And I will explain to you why they are so relevant for us. But before I do this, I talk a bit about disruption. And in the digital age, you have on the one side innovation, on the other side people. And the question really is, who changes whom? Now, some people say technology disrupts us, and certainly in certain areas, this is the case. I mean, if you have a normal dinner conversation, it's a real privilege, because most of the time, all of your family members check their emails or chat or Snapchat or what have you not. And even in your spare time, in fitness, everything has become disrupted by technology. But I do not believe this is what disruption is about. Social media is not about media, it's about social, it's about people. And as Patrick said, and we haven't rehearsed that, using online or modern technology to solve real problems is what disruption is really about. And disruption is also nothing new. Disruption happened 10,000 years ago already. Cave people, as I told you last time, suddenly turned from gatherers and hunters to farmers. Why to farmers? Because they were sick of living the principle of hope. They wanted a constant, guaranteed stream of nutrition. The Neolithic Revolution 10,000 years ago was the first time where people believed in creating assets to build an ongoing income stream. The same thing is happening in other industries. The same thing is happening in TV, is happening in the area of the mobility, where cars are being conformed into shared cars, where taxis are being replaced, where the driver is being replaced by a driverless car. And it is a zero-sum game. I've stolen this slide from Patrick's last year's presentation. And it is a zero-sum game. In 1999, $60 billion was the value of classifieds, and Google was worth $1 billion. And only 7 years later, it had swapped around. And disruption is affecting everyone. Probably 3-4 years ago, people would have said, yes, the portals will disrupt the real estate industry. I don't believe that every portal has the capability to do so. Only those portals who are in a position to gather data. And they will not disrupt, they will enhance the real estate industry. So I believe the two will come together. Now, traditionally, what portals have done is they've signed up agents or private listers who uploaded listings, which generated organic or direct traffic, which then generated leads and led to more agents. That's the old way of building a business, still valid. But disruption is happening already. For example, in the search, on the very left, you see the search bar of ImmoScout24 from one of my former colleagues. In the middle, you see Rumors123, which is iProperty's search bar. And at the right, you see the bot, where you ask questions. And I tell you quickly how this bot works in a very brief video.
Why can't I post this listing? I am going to call the office to seek help. Why isn't anybody picking up the phone? It's not that late. I need help and support. Now, Suri, can you help me solve this problem?
I am afraid I can't help you with that. But my friend Rebecca can.
Who is Rebecca?
Introducing Rebecca.
Rebecca is a bot. She stands for Real Estate Bot with Enhanced Communication Agent. It means with Rebecca, the search for property is now easier, simpler, and faster. Rebecca is set to revolutionize human interaction in the industry. The problem with current system is that they are confusing, and the user needs to go to the website and then click after logging in to search for the property they desire.
Everybody is looking for property nowadays. This makes the agents and developer team even busier. But how can Rebecca help? For agents, Rebecca provides 24/7 support and is also able to respond automatically to inquiries based on what she has learned.
For the developer team, Rebecca can be a sales channel to assist in automatically connecting users to developers based on consumers' search habits. The data also provides valuable insights and can be used by the team in iProperty IQ.
So, it's all about data. And I will explain how Rebecca fits in this picture. If you think of a modern portal or a modern online company, the net assets usually are very small. Technology and patents are the next big thing. But the big thing which makes up the value of a company is the brand, meaning attract traffic or having a say in their industry, and data. And when we talk about data, just think of airlines. An airline's frequent flyer database, for example, can be worth easily $2 billion. And data is so valuable that companies have approached us at our last Hack Day, instead of giving money, to give data. So we gave 65 million lines of data, of real data, for people to play with. We've built up data over the last years consistently. Agents, registered users, meaning our database to which we market, property interaction, where people click around on the site and how they react to certain things, and listings. And given we operate in two areas, the developer segment, where it's all about sell me as many properties as possible for a given price or minimum price, and the agent business, where it's all about can you maximize the value of a specific property, because I'm representing as an agent the vendor. Now for developers, there are 4 areas where data is relevant. Data to build properties which sell faster, data to advertise properties so they sell faster, data to sell properties faster, and data to manage properties. And there's no sell faster in that. And so on the first one, the data to build. Let's say you've got a block of land. What should you build as a developer? Traditionally, you engaged an expert. The expert based it on some past experience. With the data which we have built and the tools which we have built, we can say at this block of land, there's currently at this very second, demand for 100 2-bedroom apartments at this price range, 1 4-bedroom apartment, and so on and so forth. We can even break it down further. When we talk about how to price the project and how many people can afford it, we can match it with the income levels in a specific area and can say, well, the best way to price this is put 100 units in at 20,000 ringgit, 50 units at 500,000 ringgit and 2 penthouses or something like that. And we can even say in 5 years, the demand for these penthouses will be 100 or there will be 200 penthouses because we can predict for every year in the future the supply and demand. Supply based on what is coming up, what is being launched, what has been launched, what is being sold, and demand based on the website and other predictions. Very powerful. Next question is, where do my potential buyers sit? Traditionally, you did a carpet bombing type of approach of marketing, saying, let's advertise to Malaysia, let's advertise to the whole database. No more, because you can actually pinpoint and say, a quarter of the demand is coming from PJ, 40% is coming from KL, so you only advertise in these areas because you get far better results. And yes, some people were searching for the property on Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. I don't know why, but they did. How do I get 5 times or 10 times higher response rates on my EDMs? No longer push out to the full database. We've got 450,000 contacts in Malaysia, but modern EDM push-outs are maybe only to 10,000, obviously at a significantly increased price. So we're not worse off, we're better off. And we are not overloading the database. So only 10,000 people will be targeted, and the response is absolutely amazing. And among those 10,000 people, we've got 5 subgroups, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. And everyone gets a slightly different email. And when they click or don't respond, they get different responses. Highly automated, highly effective. Data. How likely will the project sell? Well, we can say with a probability of that, this is how, whether your project will sell. And we base it on certain criteria and certain configurations, supply and demand. For the agent side, that's the secondary market or sub-sales market, it's similar. How can I maximize my advertising spend? Well, rolled out a tool to the agents of Malaysia, to every agent of Malaysia, where they can see at what time of the day a specific listing or a specific suburb gets most visits. Let's say on Friday at 12 p.m., that's the perfect time for 9 Bukit Utama condominiums. So what we then give them is a tool to advertise the living daylight out of this project during that time. Far more targeted advertising. Obviously, when agents interact with their consumers, with the vendors, they want to know how much is a property worth. We can help them. Now, in many countries, that data is readily available. Not so in Indonesia. Indonesia, you only get once a year sold data. We've built a tool which allows actually to price properties regularly at any time. And the government is very interested in our data because it's for the first time that there is an ongoing pricing information in the market. The next one is, how do I best talk to the buyers? And you've seen Rebecca. Rebecca is a bot. The beauty about Rebecca is she is learning. So if you talk to her via the Facebook Messenger or on Telegram, she knows who you are. So she knows what type of person you are. The more questions you ask her, she gets to know you better. We had cases, and this is not a joke, of our staff who got Rebecca on the wrong foot. And Rebecca is now quite aggressive towards them because through interactions, they said a couple of rude things, and obviously the bot starts to remember that. Now, if you match that with a tool like Crystal Knows, which is a tool readily available free on the internet, test it out. It can tell you your personality profile just based on your social media footprint. You don't have to talk to me. This was done independently of me knowing, and I can tell you the accuracy is frightening. Now, if you add this into a bot, you've got a real Turing machine problem. You no longer know whether you're talking to a human or talking to a computer. And that's where I do believe the future is heading, and that's where I believe data is going. And it's also important, all the data in the interaction with Rebecca will help us understand better consumer demands. So no longer enter into a search box all these criteria, press the button, and then wait for data. So no longer forcing people to come to the portal, but the portal coming to the people, and the portal talking the language of the people. That is where the future is, and that is how we think when we leverage big data, when we crack the developer code and we apply agent learnings, That's how we believe the conversion from offline to online will get accelerated in our area the same way as it did at REA. Last year I introduced this slide to you, and unfortunately everybody just remembered that one slide. Now we've done hard work, we have upgraded. So we've got a significant upgrade. Tracy's sitting here. I hope Patrick doesn't hear it. After this success in the morning, his ego would be shattered. So don't you tell him. Don't tell him on social media. Don't speak to Rebecca, because Rebecca will tell Patrick. She actually already knows him. This is not a joke. So if you are talking to Rebecca, ask about Patrick Grove. I thank you very much for your attendance, and I hope to see you soon again.